Well, hello, a very good evening. How are you? Welcome to Hochanda. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I say us because I'm Rachel. This is Rebecca. Hello.
Hello, nice to see you.
Rebecca, new guest here to Hochanda. And you may have seen Rebecca on another sewing channel, shall we say.
Yes, another one.
That is no longer around.
But today I'm on Hochanda.
Yes, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So win-win-win for us, that's what I say. We're able now to bring you some amazing fabrics from said channel and amazing guests as well, which is wonderful. And we are getting a really strong following for the fabrics as well, Rebecca. People are loving the fabrics that we're bringing on.
Well, I think they realise just how glorious fabric is.
Yes.
It becomes an obsession, that's the problem, and then you just end up with so much of it. I've got a house full.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, let's just chat about you for a second, Rebecca, because people always like to know about our guests and what their crafty history is. So, I mean, yes, are you a sewist yourself?
I've been sewing forever and ever and ever, and then I got my first job was for a sewing magazine, Needlecraft magazine, and then I had children, and then I worked on Simply Sewing magazine, and then I worked on a TV shopping channel where I did even more sewing, and I'm now working on a new magazine, Love Embroidery, that's about to come out soon, and then I'm coming to do this as well. So,
which is fantastic.
I am one of the very few lucky people in the whole world that has their job as sewing and their hobby.
Yes. Well, we're lucky to have you. Yeah, we're lucky to have you to talk about these fabrics. Let's talk about this because this is our one-day special, and of course, if you are a regular viewer of Hochanda, you will know that this is the time that one-day special gets launched, and that one-day special lasts on your screen and on the website for a full day. So it's until tomorrow at 6 o'clock when a new one-day special will be launched. And today, of course, one-day special is fabric. We have 3 different options for you, and they're from Tula Pink, who we'll talk about in a little while because she's an incredible lady. She's designed all these fabrics. Now, these are very hard to get hold of normally, and they are really special. Let me just talk for 1 second about the ethos in terms of what she does, because she's a little something extra in each bit of the fabric. Yeah, she's
very quirky, Tula. I mean, I love Tula fabrics, A, because they are fantastic quality, and I'm quite picky about my fabric because it needs to sew and wash well, and hers does. But it's the design and it's the colours. But her ethos, it's mine actually as well, is more is more. I'm not very good at this less is more. I always just put too much, and she's the same. So when she designs fabric, she puts so much in it. So when you look at it, there's tiny little animals and bits and pieces hidden in amongst it.
Fabulous.
So from a distance, it looks like a big pattern, and when you get up close, you just find all these interesting things in them. Yeah,
which is lovely, because of course, if you are going to make something from them, it's nice to have that added bit of extra interest, isn't it? Let's talk about the options then, because this is option 1 that you're seeing on the screen at the moment. I mean, look at these colours. I mean, that sort of turquoise with that amazing, lovely sort of soft, pastel-y kind of purple in the background, and all the berries. Oh, let's not even go there with berries. If anybody's watching me and Leonie the other day, that was quite fun. It's just berries. But yeah, so just beautiful. But all of these here, this is one of your one-day special options. Now, you get half a yard of each of these fabrics. Our director's favourites is the wave, which I believe is that one.
And it's got little words on it. So again, she puts, it says little things on it.
Yeah, so let's have a look at those words. A smooth sea, never made a skilled sailor. Oh, we like that.
Well, they're really good for fussy cutting.
Isn't that clever?
You can just cut out the little pieces of many of them if you want to do little things like EPP. Yeah. Perfect for that.
Nice. I love it. I love the colours, the design. I like how they're all different as well. So that's that one. This is your one-day special, option number 1, and it's a half a yard of each of these pieces, and it's for $44.99 instead of $59.99, which is a £15 savings. That's $709,149. Let's have a look at the green now, which is option number 2. Here we are. So you've got those lovely waves again, but look at how, to me, there's a great word that describes these fabrics, Rebecca, and that is classy. They are classy
they're really
fabrics.
Classy. And all the colours go together. Tula has a palette that she works to.
Yes.
So these fabrics all come from different collections of hers. So this is a specially curated sample of Tula's collections, but all the colours go together.
Yes. They do. Well, look, you wouldn't think that is going to go with that, or that even was go with that. But look, there's something in it which works, which is incredible. I mean, if you wanted to buy all 3 one-day specials, you absolutely could. I mean, look at them. They all work together. Yeah, amazing. They're beautiful. Can we talk about the quality of them as well, please, Rebecca?
Well, they're a lovely quality. They have a really good drape to them. I'm going to pinch one.
Yeah, do.
So if you open... I'm just going to pinch one. If you open them out, they are they've got a very good weight to them. I mean, they're quilting cotton weight, but they have a really good drape. So a lot of people use them for dressmaking, not only patchwork and quilting.
Right.
But if you feel them, there's a really lovely smooth finish to them.
Yes,
so
there is.
For patchwork, they're beautiful because they press very quickly and easily. So when you're piecing, and they cut nicely. But there's such a difference in quality to these to, I don't know, craft, cotton, whatever you call it. But when you feel them, they feel good, and they drape very well.
Yeah. You can see when my producer came in to show me these fabrics, I was blown away by them actually. I mean, we've been talking about them in the other room, but when I came and looked at them, I was like, whoa, okay, we're on a good level here with these fabrics.
Yeah, they're quality fabrics, and I think, and if you sew a lot, and if you enjoy sewing, but also you want your finished things to last, it's worth.
Yeah, it's worth investing.
It is worth an investment in these because they are beautiful.
They are gorgeous. Option 3 is the next one, and that's this one. I mean, look at this collar. That is just divine. And then look at these.
But you see all the little hidden elements, particularly in the bigger prints like that. There's lots of little pieces. Again, perfect for fussy cutting.
Just stunning. I mean, and then you've got this green circles, which is that's a bit. It's saying 60s to me, is that fabric for some reason. I don't know why.
It's called hallucination, I think.
Ah,
I think that's what it's called from memory.
Well, that one as well. I went to a 70s party and I wore a little dress in 70s, and that was like 70s fabric.
That is a good. Yeah, it's perfect for that.
That one, and then this. But once again, like this is quite a sort of contemporary, lovely fabric. And then look at that, just as a pretty fabric. But the variety of colours. Absolutely fabulous, but that is option number 3. Now, the one thing to say to you is, as well, that it doesn't matter which option you go for, you also get a pattern. Now, this pattern is exclusively designed by Rebecca, and with this one, it's a cushion. And it's a cushion!
There's the cushion.
This is by Maggie. You hold it up, thank you.
There's the cushion.
So there's your pattern, and you get the pattern with your one-day special, and then you can make that wonderful cushion. Yeah,
all the instructions are there that I've written, and all the pictures on the back, so you can see how to make it. So I designed it specially because I wanted it to frame and showcase the prints and show you how you can fussy cut them so that you get in your window exactly what you wanted. So like in that window, I've got the words.
The words. You see, I love those words. I think they are fantastic.
But it's a way, and then on the back.
Yeah, lovely.
But there's enough, if you had one of these, there's enough to make a couple of cushions.
Yeah.
Nice.
Enough. I'm in love with these fabrics, absolutely in love with them. Okay, 709149 is your item number. We are very, very busy, very busy. Option 1, there you go, that's that one, and that's the oranges and the reds. And then...
This is option 2.
This is option 2, which was that's option 2, the cushion, 709149 is your item number. And then option 3, same number, but just choose the option. And that's your blue red ones. There you go, 709149, option 3 there. Perfect. Okay, also on flexible payments as well, don't forget, £22.50.
I'm still holding the cushion.
Still holding the cushion. We don't need the cushion. Lovely. So have a look on the website for those, and I would pronto get hold of those because they are very busy indeed. Okay, more beautiful Tula fabrics for you. And we have got different options, again, 4 different colour choices for you here. And these are, let's start with this one here. This is the green. We move down to the, is it orange? Yep. This is lovely, look at this. That's the multi one, but look at that sort of khaki with that pink, stunning. And the last one is the pink. So those are those. Now they all come with a spool of thread, and they also come with 2 patterns. So what can we...
but it's Aurifil thread.
Yeah, let's talk about the thread. Let's talk about... So
okay, yeah. Oh no, Aurifil thread is just the best.
Yeah, the way you said it, it was so sweet.
It is Aurifil thread.
So what's...
It's just really...
Don't whisper, be proud.
I know, it's very, very good quality. If for just general sewing, just quilting, dressmaking, it's really strong. You don't get all those bobbles and fluff in your machine. You have to keep rethreading.
Yes.
The colours are fantastic. You don't get that in normal thread. And it's just, it winds onto the bobbin really well because it's very fine. It's normal sewing weight. It's beautiful for top stitching. But if you're going to make something and spend the time and the effort and buy decent fabric, Aurifil thread is the best.
I love the way you say that.
It's
like me when I go into a famous shopping place for coats and I go, oh, it's those coats.
It's those, I know. And you just, It is.
When you know what you like.
It's the Dr. Martens of sewing thread.
There you go. Yeah, you love your Dr. Martens.
The shoes are available.
Shoe brands are available. Yeah, it is very fine, isn't it? But it's got that
It's
lovely...
just the same weight as other, but it, you know, when you're sewing and you get the bobbles and you've seen it doesn't happen and it doesn't break as much. It's just the best quality. And when you've sewn with it, you won't go back.
You won't go back.
No.
You'll never go back.
And you get one with the bundle.
You get one with the bundle.
So you can try it and see if you like it, which you will.
You also get 2 fabulous patterns as well. Ta-da! So these are designed by you again?
Again, yes. So I've done it in order to showcase the fabrics again. So one of them is a runner for your table. Now I've made, shall I show it?
Yeah. Let's have,
so this is, it's a trellis runner, so you can put it on your table, but I've explained in the instructions, I've just made a short version. There's lots of fabric here, so you can make it any width or length to fit your table. But it's a really good way of showcasing the fabric, and it's a really easy finish. So on the back, it's just one piece of fabric that you turn outside and then you right side out. It's a really quick finish.
Yeah.
But again, because of the prints, I fussy cut it, so I had exactly what I wanted in the middle.
Yeah.
And you can do that with all of these prints, so you can pick out what you want and you put it in there.
Yeah.
So it's a table runner.
It's just divine, isn't it?
Look at the colours, they're just...
divine. Well, that's a table runner.
Let's
have a look at... I'll just show you the...
so all the instructions
all the instructions are on there, so you can see how you can easily make that, like that. Perfect. But then we have the pleated shopper here. So that is the bag. Can I just actually hold that, please, Rebecca?
I'll hold that.
And this is the bag. Oh, our director, he says it's a great shopper. He's got his eye on it, I think. I can see him carrying this. Well, Chris, if you'd like to enter the competition, actually it's not really a competition, all you got to do is buy something. And then the final call, tomorrow we will announce the winner. And somebody will win this bag.
And it's fully lined as well. It's fully lined.
It's fully lined.
So it's quite strong.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bag.
All your shopping stuff in it. And it's a good way, all the instructions of learning how to pleat and how to box corners and how to make handles.
Yeah,
so there's a few techniques in there that you'll learn.
Yeah. Well, Chris has just realised as a director here that he's an employee of the company. He can't...
And he can't enter.
No, can't enter, so he can't. He can't. He's giving up now. He's going to go home. But that... Don't go home to the end of the show. But that's beautiful. So that is going to be a prize for someone. All you got to do is buy something.
That one's got snails on.
Mm.
They always look like flowers, but when you get really close...
It's a snail.
It's a snail.
Perfect.
Snails and shells.
Yeah. Love it. OK, just put that back. Right, so... Should we move down?
Yes.
Let's move down. Those are all the options. Now, we've got 2.5 yards of this fabric, and we've got the red here, we've got the green, and then we've got the navy here. So you get both of those, obviously, but you just choose your option. I'm very drawn to the red. Love my reds. But these, once again, she is such a clever lady, Tula, isn't she?
I know. I mean, these are lovely. These look like
amazing.
wood, but they've got sort of snowflakes inside.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But they're like wood grain, but... She's put snowflakes inside them.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, they're fabulous. Now, with this one, you get a pattern for a trio of zip cases, and here they are. I've got one if you hold the other two.
So this one is like a coin purse. That's maybe a makeup bag, and that's a wash bag. And there's enough fabric in the two to make all three.
Yes.
If you see what I mean.
Yes. Yeah.
There's enough fabric in the two to make the three.
Yeah.
Or you can make lots of these, but the principle is the same, but I've given the measurements so you can make bigger ones, or you can make them with a detail, or this one has got like a box corner, so you can make it into a wash bag.
Perfect.
And they're all lined as well. And
they're lovely little projects as well as a kind of first-time project if you want to make something.
Yeah, also, because I'm going to show them tomorrow how to make these. It's just a really good way. It's one thing that people always say is, how do you put a zip in? Particularly on the top of here, and I'm going to show you how to put it in with tabs.
Yeah.
That's the important bit,
Lovely.
is tabs.
Yeah.
So. But it's all in the instructions.
It's all in the instructions, and it's all in the fabric, and that's what you need to get hold of, this beautiful fabric. So have a look at this on the website. 1499 912 036 is your item number if you would like to choose which one you would like. And then, Rebecca, we've got this, which is your backing fabric. Yeah. Should we just open this up so people can see how much? I think when you get this much fabric, you need to have a look at how much you are getting.
This is so soft, isn't it?
Oh, look, right, we're going to have to go to the other side of the studio. Right.
Oh. So if you're backing your quilt, none of that joining.
Yes.
It's so wide.
Gorgeous.
And it always seems a shame, doesn't it, to back a quilt with something boring. Yeah. But it's so wide, and joining backing fabric is always a pain, but...
Yeah, that's beautiful though, isn't it? I mean, look at this fabric.
It's lovely. It's really soft. It'd be easy to back a quilt with that.
So unusual though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's got is it swallows or?
Looks like swallows.
I'm not very good at birds.
I believe it is.
Are they swallows?
Yeah, they look like swallows to me.
Do you want to open?
We need Janice. Janice.
And then that one's.
It's a picture.
Do you want to open that one? Or is that we're going to have to go too far to do that?
Can you manage, Chris? Director Chris. It's going. Oh, I've got to press the button now.
Do it again.
Oh, it's too much work.
But look at the
press the button.
colour of that one. It's sort of purple and pink and just loveliness.
That's beautiful. Right, press the button again, Chris. Yeah, come back in.
Here, I'll fold it up.
Gets extra pay for that, you know, when he has to press the button. That's all he does, just presses the button.
Oh, it's 2 metres.
There's lots more on the website, Hochanda.com. That's where you need to go. So go and have a look. Yeah, just pick. Everything's going to be dispatched from the 20th. And do you know, well, I was going to say, which one do you choose? I don't know which one you start with, but they're just all gorgeous, aren't they? Gorgeous, gorgeous colours. So if you would like to have a look there, Hochanda.com, you'll be able to shop away. Remember, if you're spending over £60 as well, you'll be able to use your FlexiPay option so you can split the cost and get what you want. And with Tula, as we were saying, all of her fabrics match each other. So you should be able to buy what you want and put it together in a project if that's what you want to do. Now, let's just give you the details of an amazing quilt bundle. Now, behind us is not a quilt. It's a representation of the quilt that you will make. Because you might look at that and go, well, that doesn't look very bright and it looks very sheer. That's right, because it's just printed onto a piece of sheer fabric to show you what you'll make. Yeah. But you get all the individual pieces cut and ready to go. Kirsty, she knew, you see, she knew, she's on it, my girl.
But we forgot the quilt.
I was actually going to look at the fabric. Just bring it all over, Kirsty. Bring it all over. Thank you, my darling. She was dashing over there, she knew. What I wanted to do was just, because it's so much brighter, I mean, look at this. Amazing.
Yeah, that's from the Monkey Wrench collection. It's like bananas. Bananas and monkeys.
Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, monkeys.
That's the...
Are they crafty monkeys? Slight plug there.
Definitely crafty monkeys.
Slight plug from my company. It's been allowed.
Yeah,
I've been told.
Why not? Why
crafty
not?
monkeys. Check me out online. So retreats. Anyway. These are gorgeous though. So look, these all come all pre-cut and ready.
Yes, so and in the kit are all the acrylic templates for making it. So it's all EPP, English paper piecing.
Yes.
And all the templates are there to make it.
Amazing.
And I'm going to show you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Talk you through how to do it.
Yes, because of course you've got lots of shows tomorrow, haven't you?
But it's all of these, you look at the design, you've got prints, plains, spots, solids, some really vivid stripes down the bottom here. Yeah. But they all go together, so it makes that quilt, which I think if you tried to choose the fabrics yourself to create that, you probably wouldn't. You'd think, well, no, they don't go together, but they do.
But they do.
But they do, and that's because she's a genius.
She is a genius. If you're watching, Julie, you're a genius.
You are a genius.
Because I don't understand how your brain can work to make so many different patterns and colours that work together. Because if I tried to do that, it would be a mess.
I know, and I try, and it just wouldn't work. But
it wouldn't work.
She's an artist, and she just loves. She comes from a mum owned a patchwork shop.
Okay.
And so now she runs this company where she designs all the fabric, and her mum works for her, and her brother and sister work for her, and they just all do it as a big family company.
Amazing.
She's just great.
She is great, and we're so lucky to have her gorgeous fabrics. Okay, so if you would like to buy that selection, it is 323. It is a £90 saving on that collection of fabrics there. Yes, that's big, isn't it? You can split it to 3 ways as well. So it is 3 payments at £53 today, your first of 3 interest-free flexible payments. 402323. Love that though. Love it. That's what you're going to make. Gorge. Right, I'm going to give that back because otherwise it's going to go in the way of there, and then Chris will have to press more buttons and he will not be happy. But like, ugh. Let's go back to our one-day special now, shall we? So, what are you going to do for us, my lovely?
Well, I'm going to talk you through the basics of making a cushion.
Okay,
so if you've not made one before, then this will help.
Yeah, and you get the cushion pattern, of course, free with your one-day special.
So all the measurements and the instructions, this one's a bit creased because I've had it in my bag and I've travelled. They all come in here, so everything you need to know. So you don't need to write down anything or remember.
Okay, brilliant, because it's all going to come along to you.
Because you might, yes.
Yes.
So Now, am I laying it this way round?
Yes, that's perfect.
Or so do they go that way round?
It's perfect again. Is it? Which way would you like it, Chris?
Facing me? Or?
That one. That one. That one is saying that one.
That one, I'm going to lay them all. I'm going to lay the cushion out because that's how
Lovely.
you start.
That's perfect.
Right, so I just want to make sure.
We just want to make sure we don't upset Chris.
Yes, am I facing the right way?
He's clearly in the mood tonight, isn't he? Have you heard him?
So what you do is you start by cutting out everything.
Yeah.
Now the centre of the cushion, this is where you feature something. So I chose the raccoon print. There were 7 fabrics, so you can choose whichever one you wanted, but I specifically wanted him. So you have to cut him into a square, and I made sure he was in the middle.
Okay.
Fussy cutting, if you haven't done that before, fussy cutting is cutting a piece of fabric with the picture that you want or the image in the place you want. That's it. It's nothing more complicated than that. Okay. So, and then you cut out, you need 12 squares. So I cut out 3 squares of 4 fabrics. And again, you can fussy cut these or not. So what you've got to do now, before you sew it all together and realise it doesn't match, is just lay it out. So you've got 4 across the top, 2 down the sides and 4 across the bottom. And by doing this, you can then visually see whether it works, because you get to the end and go, oh, well, that's a bit silly, isn't it? So, you know,
yeah.
And you can work out which way round you want them to go. So just spend a little bit of time, you know, look at it. And you see, I would probably now swap that one. And you see what I mean?
Yes.
Now I'm going to swap that one. But anyway.
Yeah. And just to show you, that's that's what we're sort of aiming for.
That's the end. But the picture's on the front of the instructions. So you can see the layout, but just spend a bit of time. I mean, you could do them all the same colour if you want. You don't have to do them. I just chose to do them like that. You've got plenty of fabric. There's lots of fabric in the kit. So. Yes.
Well, this is option 1 and 2 sort of combined there, but that's how it goes, and then we turn it around. You can see the backing there. So that's what we're aiming for. Lovely. Okay, so...
And then this is option 2.
Option 2. Which is that the busiest one, option 2? Yes.
Oh, which is the favourite?
It's the favourite.
He's lovely, isn't he?
He is.
So he's pink and orange. Then what you do is you then cut out all your pieces of... I've just used a plain white fabric, purely because these prints are very bold. The background is quite white, and I wanted them to frame, and I wanted a really clean look. If you wanted to go for a different effect, you could go for a plain. You could have a bright plain, or you could go for like a natural linen or a cream, or you could even, if you wanted it really bright and mad, you could even use one of the prints.
Yeah.
So this print, which I'm using for the borders, is in here as well.
Yes.
But you could use that for the panes if you want to. I just used a plain white, but that's up to you. And then just to make it easier, you sew it all together in stages, and it says in the instructions. I find it a bit easier at this stage to lay out where all the bits are going to go, because then you can see, so you've got A's there. I labelled them. When you cut them out, if I lean over, is that ruining your... Oh, is it coming from behind me if I stand up? I'm messing
Carry on
the system.
as you are. You have been given the word
as you
from
are.
Chris.
Okay.
He will work around you. He's warming up now.
Okay. I know he did explain to me where it was, and I can't remember. So if you lay them out, that just sort of helps visually. If you've got a flat surface and you can leave them there, lovely. If you haven't and you need to remember what you've done, I just take a quick picture on my phone.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you can just refer to it.
Or
if you do this and you think, oh, flipping, I've got to make the tea now.
Yeah.
Then you've got it on.
Which happens.
Which happens regularly. There we go. Then the longer one goes between.
Yes.
But I'll put one of those in now, and then you can see see what it looks like. So it doesn't look right at the minute because I haven't sewed them together, so it looks like they're not going to fit, but they will. They will fit. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
Lovely.
But then you see, once you put all your window panes in, you can then have another look and be absolutely sure. You see, I'm not really sure about this. There's none of these going on up there.
No.
But, you know,
maybe they'll switch around. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? And,
yes.
And the thing is, as well, it's like a Rubik's Cube. When you get there at the end, you think, how did I do that? And this is what will happen with this, that you'll do it and you'll go, oh, that's perfect. How did I come up with that idea? It just happens. Just play, basically.
I know, and then some people just know it instinctively, and you could spend ages moving it around, but this just gives you the opportunity. See, it's still not right, but to move stuff around.
I would maybe go, if I took one of those over there, put that there, and then put that there, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. And then you can decide which way up you're going to get them anyway. Yeah. But it just gives you a little bit of time to think about it, and then if you really can't decide, just cut them all out in the same colour.
Yeah. Which makes it easy.
And which makes it easier.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so shall I show you starting off to put it together?
Yes,
now it's
do.
clearly in my way because I want to put my sewing machine there. This is why you take a picture, because you then realise that it's all in your way, which is what's just happened. And now it's not making any sense. There we go.
That's it.
So what you do to start with, you make the tops and the bottoms. So you take your white strip without the fluff and your pins, and you pin this right sides together with that. And that's the beauty of having this lane, because then you make sure you keep it the right way. Just match up the raw edges, pin it together. I mean, anyone who is used to patchwork will obviously know how to do this, but I'm just going to explain it in case there's beginners as well.
Oh, there are always beginners. Yeah, there are people who will never have watched a fabric show before, or never have quilted before, or done anything. And you know, you can always start. You can start at any age. But the one thing you do need to have is definitely top quality fabrics. And that's what you've got here. You've got design, you've got colour, you've got quality, and you've got great pricing today.
And you see, look how well they cut. There's nice crisp edges on there. And when you press them, they press well. They don't, even if they've got creases where they folded, they just press out. Now, I've used a 1 centimetre seam allowance, which it says in the instructions to use. Just because I can never decide between 1 centimetre, ½ an inch, but I've gone metric for this one. So sew them together, reverse stitching at the beginning and end so it doesn't come undone. And I've got a really cool sewing machine because it cuts. Oh.
What is it about sewists who love a machine that does the cutting? It's such a simple little thing, but honestly, the people I've worked with who get great joy out of a machine that does the cutting.
Great joy. Now, which was my other one? Oh, it was that one, wasn't it? Yeah. So then, if it's, this one doesn't matter, but if it was facing a particular way, you've got it laying out flat, put the other one right sides together on the other side of that strip, and again, mine doesn't even have a handle for putting the lever down. Love it. And then reverse stitch at the beginning and the end again and cut it. Now, you've got that. So what I would do now is I would press the seams open.
Okay.
Because shall I do that now?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes. I see what, while you're doing some pressing, because we know how to press a seam open.
Oh, not with this iron. It's amazing.
Well, I know it is a clever iron. Let's just have a look at these, because I just want to draw your attention to these. Sorry, this one. So much fabric on the show. Now, these are fat quarters. You're actually getting 20 here of these. They are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to lift them up so that you can see, because they are so... I mean, look at these. Oh. They should be nearly £100, you know, these fabrics, and I am not surprised. Look at the colour, and, you know, look at the patterns. Look at how, once again, they all go together. I mean, just, how can pinks and oranges go together with greens and khakis? But they do. Look, and the reds. This is one of my favourites. I love that. And then that one, and then onto there. So, I mean, just stunning, stunning fabrics. All of that, £69.99 today instead of nearly £100. That's a great saving. It's, of course, on FlexiPay, so £35 today, £35 in a month's time. 718780, your item number. And you could do so much with those. And, of course, they are a fat quarter. If you don't know how big a fat quarter is, let me just show you, because some people might not know. That is how much fabric you are getting in each piece. It's a lot. You get 20 of those. So that's a lot of fabric. So you could have some great fun with those fat quarters. Great for quilting, but just stunning. And do you know what I really like about these fabrics as well? Is that if you're making children's projects, children are going to love them. But if you're making a beautiful adult project, then, you know, people of an older generation will like them as well. You know what I mean? They're not sort of age specific.
No, they're not.
Because you've got little creatures, which is great for children, but then again, little creatures, they're really sort of very classy fabrics as well, so they'd look lovely in someone's living room. You know, if you
they
had
would,
a kind
but they're really good if you wanted to line a bag or put something really sort of zippy inside. If you wanted something a bit neutral, these are great for things like that. And I think if you're a bit scared of bright fabrics, think, well, I don't know where to start. You know, this is all chosen for you. So it's easy.
It all works. You don't have to worry about the colours going together. So it's a great way to experiment with colour and to learn about colour, actually.
Yes,
so it's a good learning project.
Well, like you said, you now know pink and orange goes together beautifully.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah.
So I've now sewn the top and the bottom together, and then the next thing you do, I was just about to do it, is you sew, these are A's, an A to a middle and to an A to the bottom. So you just place it right sides together. So what we're doing is creating the centre panel of the cushion. Now you should pin this together first, but I'm not going to, because they don't fray. Right. And then you take another ray, and this is the beauty of having it all lying out flat. Clearly, if you've gone and fed the cat and come back, you can always refer to your photo. But this design, because there's so much fabric in this bundle, if you wanted to make a bigger quilt, you could use the design, but just keep expanding it. You could make, say, 3 of them, of the cushions. Or, you know, and then make 12, and you can make a bigger quilt.
Yes, exactly.
Because this design would just keep expanding, because the cushion then has borders on it.
Yes.
But if you just use the centre, you could use this design to keep expanding.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they're fabulous.
Right.
And what I say to you as well, when you get them home as well, you'll see even more in the fabrics than you're seeing on your monitor at the moment. Even more colour, design details.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't show how quite vibrant, and you will be really impressed by the quality.
And that's the thing, you can't, because you can't feel that when you get them home.
So now, look, that all joins. Yes. So I'm going to join that to that and that and that to that.
Okay, perfect.
So what I've done with mine is I've pressed the seams open. A lot of quilters press to one side. Honestly, it's a personal preference. I prefer to press them open because I find it easier to sew over them, but you know, it's up to you. Just if you press them to one side, always press them towards the darker side, because if you press them towards the lighter side, the dark fabric will show through the light. So if you press that over there, that might show through. Yeah. So if you were going to press them to one side, press them over towards the darker side. Yes. Sometimes that doesn't work because of the pattern you're doing, but as a general rule. Now, when you then sew the top to the bottom, it's really important, if you've pressed whether you've pressed them open or flat, that the seams stay in the way that you've pressed them. Yeah. Because you don't want twisted seams. So when I sew things together like this, I always sew with the seam side up. Yeah. Then you've got more control over it. Yeah. Sometimes, obviously, you've got seams on both sides and you can't do that. But what you don't want is to be sewing along and then this going like that and it twisting. So if you're sewing a flat piece of fabric to a seamed piece of fabric, sew with the seams on top. Yeah. And then just make sure that you keep them pressed the same way. It's just, to be honest, it's only when you then finish it and you're quilting it, it will lie flatter because the seams then aren't wibbly. I mean, it happens to me. I don't think I've ever sewn anything where I haven't managed to skew one of them, but it will lie flatter. And it's, you know, it's just, it takes a few seconds to get it round the right way, and it makes quite a difference. So that's that one, and then we're going to put that one on the bottom of that one. Perfect. And all the measurements are in the instructions. And I've made it a couple of times now, so I know that it works. Yeah, that's a great thing. It's quite handy. Yeah. It is handy. It's handy when it works. It's handy when something works and you've written for television. Yeah, so Rebecca has written and designed these patterns, and they're exclusive to us here, and you can't buy them here. They just come with the materials. So that's great. And then, of course, when you've got them, if you want to use your own materials within the patterns, then you get the pattern for life. So yes, you can do it. You're right. And I mean, the centre thing is a very good large quilt block that you just could keep making more of, and it will work in different colours. I mean, what I would say is, because these strips of fabric are quite narrow, if you're not sure, cut a few in different colours and lay it out just like I've done. Yes. And see what it looks like. Yeah. You know, if you want that sort of stained glass look, do them in black. Because the colours would really pop then.
Yes, they would.
Right. Oh, this iron is mad, isn't it?
I know, everybody loves it then.
It's just great. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Got the iron on the show, by the way. If you are liking this, because the magic of this iron is that if you leave it on a surface, it knows to lift itself up. I mean, just, you know, it's like someone has gone, what's the biggest problem with an iron? Well, it burns if it stays in place. Well, let's lift it up then. Clever. So if you would like the iron, yeah, there are the details on the screen. £149.99. It's on flexi payments as well, £50 today, £50 in a month and a month later. And it's 161232. Perfect.
So now it looked like that these weren't going to fit because they look too short, but they do now. I've joined it all together. So what we do next is put those on the side.
Yes.
These are C's.
Yeah.
C strips. I think we might pin these with my massive pot of pins.
Okay.
Oh, but you see, what did I just say? When you sew something, always put the seams on the top. What did I just do? Not. When you put something together like this, pin the top and the bottom because you've now got several seams going on and so it's all moving about a bit. So pin the top and the bottom so you make sure they fit. Then pin the centre. Particularly if you're working on something longer, then you can make sure it fits properly because there's obviously, when you've seamed something, there's a bit more wiggle room. There we go, and pin through there. So now I'm going to sew this one. Super fast. I always have to remember not to put the pins in my mouth. It's such a terrible habit.
Yes, I know,
I always do that and I end up with a mouthful of them. And I think, oh my God, if I cough now, I'm going to die.
Probably literally.
Do not put pins in your mouth, but I do it all the time. So we've done one side, and then we'll put that
one there.
Well,
while you are doing that, because it's exactly the same as
it's exactly the same, you're not missing anything.
Exactly. We're just going to do a little recap because that quilt has been busy so far. People loving the idea of this wonderful, brightly coloured quilt, all ready to go. And as we were saying, the one on the wall is just a representation. It's nowhere near the density of colour that you will get. It's much brighter in real life. 402323 is your item number. That should be nearly £250. But a £90 saving today, and your first flexi payment just £53 there. So do seriously have a think about that quilt because it's all ready to go and it's absolutely amazing in these gorgeous Tula fabrics. So 402323 is your item number if you would like to get hold of that. But let's go through the options of our one-day special now because, of course, your one-day special is launched on Hochanda at 6 o'clock. It lasts for 24 hours. Our graphic 45 has just finished. Tula has now taken its place. Tomorrow, Tula will finish at 6 and someone else will take its place. But you've actually got 3 options. Although it's a one-day special, it's actually 3 one-day specials. Option 1 is this one. That's the one we're just using there with Rebecca. And it's absolutely stunning. I mean, when do you see fabrics like that? And what's amazing is that if someone said to me, can you make a fabric that is in turquoise and purples and make it work with orange? I'd be like, what? How do you? But somehow it does. She just ties everything together. And then she gives you extra detail like this with this wording, which was, say, smooth water does not a sailor make, something like that. I can't remember the exact wording, but really clever. So she puts these extra little bits of detail into the fabrics. Really, it's really stunning. It's also, when you feel it, fantastic quality fabric. The colour, the designs, the extra detail, and then the quality. And that's what you want, because when you're making a project, yes, it's got to look pretty, but it's also got to be really well made. And in order to make something well, you need the quality of fabric. 20% of option 1 has gone. Option 2 is this one. This is actually the favourite. Option 2, the favourite. I mean, I'm not surprised. Nearly 40%. This is your one-day special, launched 39 minutes ago, might not be here in the next hour. So you love the greens. Once again, these pops of these shocking pinks here. just amazing. And like I say, really pretty and then bold and graphic, and yet they all work together. How does she do it? How does Tula do it? I don't know, but she does it beautifully. The price is also beautiful today. Should be $59.99 down to $44.99. You're saving yourself £15. Option 3 is over here. And you've got these wonderful blues with the greens, the pinks and the oranges. And once again, everything is tying in because she's kind of picked up the greens here. She's picked that up here. The pinks, she's picked that up there. You know, you've probably got a touch of blue in there as well somewhere, but it's all just working together. But once again, you've got this really kind of gorgeous floral. Then you've got this kind of 60s inspired print, 70s inspired print, just a lovely ditzy flower here. And then this, I mean, look at that. And that blue, honestly, until you see this in real life, that is the most beautiful. It's like a cornflower blue. I mean, I would love to have a coat in that colour or a dress. It's just stunning. But that is your third option. If you want to get hold of any of the options, it is 709149, and then you choose option 1, option 2 or option 3. It's all there on the website, hochanda.com. We are very, very busy for our one-day special. Lots of fabric lovers watching and buying. Maybe they've already heard about Tula and know quality. And they're not easy to get hold of. This is actually, on today's show, a best of range. So this is some of the best of Tula's fabrics we've put together for this very special show. Have a look on the website, won't you? Hochanda.com. And you can buy everything there. That quilt, the bigger pieces of fabric, the smaller fat quarters, the 20 fat quarter bundle, it's all there. And at the moment, it's all selling. A lot of people buying a lot of things tonight. So thank you to each and every one of you who is buying tonight. Lovely. So, Rebecca, we left you
yes.
Doing the repeat of what you had seen already, which is that. Can I just hold this panel up now so you can see how you put these panels together?
So now you can see how they join. Because it didn't look like they were going to when I laid them out. But
they do.
They do.
Yeah. So that is just one panel. Perfect.
But I should have made one with different colour backgrounds because it would look completely different if the panes were a different colour.
Yes.
Anyway, while you were gone, so now what we do is we put the side ones on. So I've done one, and these will then join together
to do the other.
To do the other one. So all you do, again, it's exactly the same as this. Remembering to put them, if you fussy cut them like that one I fussy cut, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Is that actually a saying? Have you ever heard of
that saying before.
So
a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor.
So if you don't have any adversity in your life.
Exactly. Exactly. Isn't that a great saying? Yeah. Do you know what? It is really important to have the adversity and the bad times, because I think, speaking from experience, good things come out of bad times.
Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's
right. You know, you can sometimes think, oh, this is a disaster, but then you have to, sometimes I think when you're at the bottom, the only place you can go
there's only one way up.
Is back up.
Yeah. It's like all these pieces in this thing fit together beautifully. They didn't quite at the beginning, you see?
Yeah.
So, because I thought I'd worked it out right, so sometimes you do need to sort of get things wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everything happens for a reason, personally.
I do as well.
And I think sometimes you don't know what the reason is.
No.
But then it just becomes apparent.
There's always a point in your life, isn't it, where you think, oh, that's the point. You know, like these Sliding Doors. It's my favourite, one of my favourite films.
Yeah.
And you have to think, oh, what point was it that made everything in your life change?
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow is in it with Hannah.
John Hannah.
John Hannah.
Yes. And it's where she gets on the train or doesn't, and then she finds him with another woman. It's brilliant.
Yeah. But then do we give away the ending? No, we won't give away the ending.
Do you know, I've remembered, because I watched it, I think the ending is the same.
That's what I just said, let's not give away the ending.
So which proves a point that, actually maybe the point is that it doesn't really matter what you do.
Put your fingers in your ears out.
I don't watch that film. Mind you, it's like 20 years old. Isn't it? Just give it away at the end.
I did that the other night. My friend was messaging me and said, and said he was watching this documentary on Netflix. I won't say what it was. And then I said, oh, I hate that. And I hated it at the end when blah, blah, blah. And he went, I haven't got to the end.
Oh, no.
And it was a real twist.
Really? What was the documentary?
And he went, I've got to the end now. I can't say it on air. There's a swear word in it. I can't say it. Something to do with cats.
You gave it a well, no.
Did you? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that.
Weird.
It's a documentary, so it's real.
Do you know, I'm not convinced it is real. I won't give away the end, but at the end I just thought, is this for real? It's a bit weird, the way that I'm not going to give the get the end again.
You're going to have to tell me.
When we come
off air, you're going to have to tell me. I'm fascinated now. But you see, maybe whatever you... But then, I don't know, I think you do have a sliding door moment when, you know, if you hadn't done that...
Yes.
Then your life would have changed or not changed.
But then does it come full circle in the end and you end up where you're supposed to be?
Maybe it would happen anyway. But like if you hadn't walked into the pub that night and met that man and married him and had all your children, I'm not saying that happened to you, but for example...
Yeah.
You might have met someone better and richer.
Certainly richer. I would have met someone richer. Definitely.
If only you'd gone to the wine bar. But then you might have been really unhappy. So.
I might have been really unhappy, but rich. You can always drown your sorrows, can't you? Really? Always go and buy a new handbag. I'm miserable. I'm going to go and buy a handbag.
I feel so much better now. Right. This is so relevant to patchwork.
Oh, no, but this is what you do. When you're sewing, you have to have fun. You have to have chats.
Well, that's why
you have to have a giggle.
That's why I like going to workshops.
Yes.
Because
did you say workshops? Did you say workshops? Do you mean like the workshops that I run across the country in luxury retreats?
Because you always
crafty monkeys.
You always spend ages just laughing at people, and then you get it all wrong.
You do.
And then the other person laughs at you, and it's just the best.
That's why I enjoy it. It's great fun.
Right. So now you can see. Look how quick this is.
It's coming together.
This is really quick.
Yeah.
So now you join that side to that side and that side to that side.
Beautiful.
So as long as you follow the instructions in the right order, it just builds.
Don't forget you get the instructions because our lovely Rebecca has designed this cushion for you and given you full instructions. You cannot buy the pattern anywhere else. It's exclusive to us. This is what you make, and it comes with your one-day special, whichever option you buy. And then, of course, you can make the cushion.
And what I've done in the instructions as well, because it really annoys me when people just tell you and then make it into a cushion. I find that quite annoying. So I've told you how to.
Yes.
So I've explained how to, because it's got a zip in the bottom edge, and I've explained in it how to insert the zip in the bottom edge, because that's important.
Yeah, exactly. It's like on the Bake Off when they have the challenge, don't they? And it says make a cake. And you go, how? Yeah. I think they probably all know how to make a cake.
Well, they probably
But they give them something difficult.
Make a genuine
If you don't know how to make a cake and you go on the Bake Off, you're in trouble. But they'll give them some French delicacy and say, you know, make the
and you're supposed to know that.
Well,
but then they say, oh, I've never made that sort of pastry. You think, why would you go onto the Bake Off having never practiced it? They do it every series.
I know.
Mad.
I know.
So the instructions do explain, if you've not done it before, and I think this is the easiest way to finish a cushion, is to put the zip in the centre of the bottom. It's a really easy way to do it as well. And there's loads of fabric, so you can use a nice one on the back. Because I always think it's a shame when you don't use a nice one on the back.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful on the back of that. The back is as nice as the front. And actually, if you did, want to sort of, move your cushion around in your home, one day have it that way. Yeah. And then another day you might feel like...
Or, you see, what you could do is make the same pattern on the front and the back, but use different coloured panes.
Yes.
Spring, summer, dark,
yes.
Spring, winter cushion.
Yeah.
Sad days, happy days.
Yes.
Imagine your family walking in, oh, Mum's in a bad mood.
Yeah, the dark cushion
is
out.
Cushion.
Who set her off again? Our director was just talking about stains on the cushions. That's because he has a baby. Oh. He's obviously thinking of stains with babies in the house. Yeah, we did that with our sofa, but now unfortunately every single bit of everyone would turn it over several times. But
I think teenagers are worse because they eat like bolognese and curry.
Yeah. And then, but they just leave things on the arms as well.
Always.
Always. Yeah. They just leave pots around.
And they walk out and I go, are you going to take that with you? And they go, oh yes, oh God, sorry, Mum, sorry.
Yeah, and I say, no, don't say sorry.
Just do it.
Just do it.
And then I get, God, what's up with you?
Yeah. wrong with you? What are you in the mood for? Gosh, you're driving me crazy.
Teenagers. Right. We're getting there. So, this is the patchwork panel complete.
Lovely. Look at that. Yeah, let's spin it the right way.
Just there. Now you put borders on.
Yes.
Which I have handily pre-cut here.
You do.
So I chose this fabric for them. When you cut it, that's not the way it goes. It's that one. Got to get the right. Got long ones and short ones. So because I haven't pressed it, it will fit. So the short ones go across the top and the bottom, and if it was pressed, it would fit. Yeah. And the long ones go at the top and the sides. So have a think when you cut this. So what I did when I cut mine is I cut the top ones, the bottom ones across the fabric, and the long ones down. Yes. Which I have said in the instructions, so that it goes. But you don't have to do that. You could do it so that it just went round and so. But have a think about it. Yes. When you before you cut, just stand back and have a think, because you've got so much fabric there. There's enough room to play and fussy cut and and
Do you want to sew anything? Because we've got about 5 minutes left.
No, I'll just leave that. No, I've done enough sewing. No more sewing. So no, actually, what I did forget is, before you do that, you've got to put the white borders on. I've just realised looking at that, which I've got here. So we won't sew those on, but there are white borders that do the same top and bottom, side to side.
Perfect.
Okay, and then that's it.
Rebecca, I love you, I've decided. Lovely. Let's have a look at what else you can buy on the show. How about the fat quarter bundles, because they are delicious as well. And you can get those on the website. Hochanda.com, there they are. Beautiful colours, beautiful quality, all matching. It's going to make your colour work a lot easier when you're trying to put colours together, because Tula has done it for you. So there you are, 718780 is your item number, and it's $69.99 instead of nearly £100 for that fantastic 20 assorted fat quarter bundle. But these are your one-day specials. You have 3 options, 1, 2, 3. The 2 is the most popular, which of course is the greens, which are just splendid. But I mean, I think they're all wonderful. They really are. And so many things you can do with them. For anybody who's not really worked with half-yard bundles before, I mean, I know obviously we've been talking about quilting, but what else could we be doing with half-yard pieces, do you think? I mean, obviously you could maybe make bags.
Yeah, really good for bags, because you only need half a yard for things like that. Anything like, well, cushions obviously, but if you wanted to make zip cases and purses, table linen, brilliant for table linen. Make loads of sets of napkins, can do all in different colours. And
these would be such
They'd be perfect.
fun. Can you imagine those on your table? Big bunch of flowers and then these brightly coloured napkins.
And you could have like a napkin in one, and then you could bind it in one of the other colours. That'd be great things. Yeah. Because the fabric is 112 centimetres, 44 inches wide. Yes. So it's quite a good width, and then you've got the half a yard depth. So
they would really work, wouldn't they?
There's loads of things you could do them. Make a skirt.
Yes.
A patchwork
skirt. Yeah, that would be fabulous, wouldn't it?
Or just a border. You know, if you've bought yourself a plain dress or a plain skirt and you want to add a little pop of colour for it, it'd be perfect for that.
Yeah. Well, remember that when you do buy your one-day special, you can decide what you want to make. But if you want to make a cushion, then you can, because the pattern is included in with the cushion. This pattern designed for us, exclusively for us, from our Rebecca, and you won't be able to buy this anywhere else. You get it for free with your one-day special. Full instructions there on how to make this gorgeous cushion. And of course, once you've got the pattern, if you want to use your own fabrics later on, then you can. That's not a problem whatsoever, but it's up to you whichever option you want to go to. There are 3 options. So the item number is the same. It is 709149. And as I say, it's 1, 2, and 3, and £22.50, your first of 2 interest-free flexible payments. Let's just move along quickly, Rebecca, and just show some other little bits and pieces. So you've got this collection here, 4 different options. These are half yards, and you get 4 half yards in each one with this fantastic thread. What was the name of this thread again?
Orifil.
Orifil.
The best thread.
The best.
Other threads are available, but I like this one. Other ones might be as good, but this is my favourite.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
I'll tell you something, when I pulled out that string, it did seem very fine.
It is fine, but it is just the way to normal sewing cotton. It's just It sits on the bobbin well.
Yes. Yeah, and it's
great for top stitching.
Yeah.
I use it for a lot. When I'd made this table, when I used it for the top stitching, because it just sits on it well, and the colours. It's the vibrancy of the colours. Look at that one that you don't get with normal thread. It has that sort of slight polished sheen to it.
It does. You can see that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, they are lovely. Once again, my favourite fabric is this khaki. This is the multi option, but this is my favourite. I absolutely adore that fabric. I think that is beautiful. But they're all fabulous, aren't they? And the dotty fabric, of course, that was, let's just show that.
Yeah,
that's the dotty one.
You can see a bit bigger there. That's on the back of here.
Yep, that's the orange option, and you can see it on the back of here. So you can see what that looks like there. Beautiful. Lovely. So 4 options at 109,256 is the item number, and then you just choose which one you would like. And then we've got this one, 3 options here, and you get 2 half yards. So you get the red, you get the green, or you get the navy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with with 2 half yards, you can make 2 cushions.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you can make a front and back. You can make a front and back from each. So you can make 2 cushions with it, or 4 cushions.
You can make some bags.
Or you can make your zip pouches.
Because you get your zip pouches pattern in with the deal. So whichever option you choose, that comes along, which is great. You see, once again, I mean, they're just, oh, she's amazing. Love this woman.
Well, I've shown you how to put, you know when people put zips in purses sometimes, it's right up to the edge and then the zip goes all funny, but if you put these little tabs on, it all lies nice and flat.
Yeah.
So in the instructions it says how to do that. But tomorrow I'm going to show you.
Yes, more.
How to do it.
Well, it's been an absolute joy. It's been great introducing Tula to Hochanda. Great, of course, introducing Rebecca to Hochanda. You've enjoyed yourself,
I've had a lovely time. It's been great.
It has been great.
We'll have a discussion about the Netflix movie.
We'll have lots of discussions about Netflix. So you're back tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning?
I'm back here tonight.
Oh, 9 o'clock tonight, of course, yeah.
And tomorrow at 9, 1 and 5.
Yeah, exactly, for some lovely demonstrations.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a joy.
It's been great. Thank you for having me.
And do get hold of your fabric because it is such beautiful quality. It really is, and wonderful colours, and all the work is done for you. If you've never worked with colour before, be bold, be bold.
Do it.
I follow a lady on Instagram at the moment. She talks about colour with clothes, and she says, let's stop wearing black. Let's start using colour. It makes you feel happy.
It does. It makes you joyful.
Look at something in your home and feel happy. Right, you're going to go. I'm going to stick around. I've got a lovely stamping show coming up for you next.